Back in the early 1990s, I used to come down here and fish a lot and swim a lot and dive a lot. I'm a diver, and we noticed for a long time that fishing was getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And we noticed that some of the old car bodies that had been put out 40 years ago by people like Chuck Guilford and people like that, basically a car body only lasts about 7 years, so they had gone. We really didn't have any structure out here. And so I started getting with a group of people like Chip Blackburn and some other people around town, and we got together and we started talking about having a reef association that would, try to build hundreds of reefs, artificial reefs.
Ron Childs came to me one day and said, look, he says, the state's got this money and Mexico Beach has never taken advantage of it. He said, would you like to help me fill out an application to build an artificial reef off Mexico Beach? So we went to the city manager and got the necessary paperwork and literally filled out the first grant application on a piece of notebook paper and turned it into the city manager, and lo and behold, we got the grant.
From there on, it's history. Starting in 1997, we built over 125 reefs now, artificial reefs, including concrete structures and barges, and we've sunk a dredge, and we've done several things like that. But now we've got over 125 reefs out here that we built, MBARA.
The first grant we received, we used reef balls, which are a precast concrete module, and they weigh about 3,000 pounds apiece. They're probably 4 feet high. They look like a big concrete wiffle ball, and we deployed, I think, around 60 of the reef balls.
Well, when we started the organization, one of the first things we wanted to do was develop an artificial reef plan. In other words, don't just go out and just go, but have it well organized. So we started at about 2.5 miles. We wanted to say, okay, we're going to deal with the little boats first. We don't want to just start going out at 30 miles. We want to start building some reefs at 2.5 miles, and we did that. We're out there in what we call the inshore area. And then we went to the Bell Shoal area, which is about 3 miles offshore. You start out here where the lumber ship is and kind of work your way west all the way down the Bell Shoal. So we have a whole series, about 10 different reefs along that line, and it's incredible cobia fishing. I've caught cobia on that line. I just work that line down, turn around and work it right all the way back. Then we went out to 5, 6, 6.5 miles to the area called the old car bodies permit. And so now what we've done is we've started moving out into the 21 to 24 mile range. So you don't have to, in some places you've got one big reef, and if you go there, and you got 2 boats, you can't fish there. Here, you can go 500 to 1,000 yards, you've got another reef. And so we've got reefs at 2 miles, and we've got reefs at 3 miles, and we've got reefs at 6.5 and 5 miles, and then we've got reefs at 21 and 23 and 24 miles. So we have so many reefs and they're so spread out, we accommodate the 14-foot boat, 16-foot boat, and the 20-foot boat, and the 30-foot boat. So, we've really been well organized about it so we can benefit the little guys as well as the big guys. So now what we're doing is kind of working our way on out slowly but surely.
But by and large, most of our donations now are through memberships, and our biggest fundraiser nowadays is our king mackerel tournament.
The Mexico Beach Artificial Reef Association has a kingfish tournament each year, and this is their 10th year that they've had it here in Mexico Beach. And what it does is it helps raise money to build reefs out the tourism that we do have.
This is a tourist town, and tourism is the major economy producing entity we have right now. So you got people coming down that want to go fishing, you got people that want to come down and go diving, you've got people that are snorkelers. We've got some out here in the shallow water that we build that people come out here and snorkel. They just swim over them and snorkel over them. And so you've got people coming to restaurants, you've got people coming to the motels, you've got people filling up condominiums that are for rent. You've got stores, beach stores, you've got restaurants like Toucans and other places. And so it has a ripple effect in the economy. They're buying bait, they're buying tackle, they're buying gas. It's incredible the benefit of it. A lot of studies are being done at Florida State right now looking at that, and they're finding that it's worth millions of dollars to a community to have artificial reefs.
It's done a tremendous amount for our community. as far as allowing people, first of all, to have access to information on place they can fish. There are not many places around where you can
What was interesting, we realized very quickly you can't do it by yourself, so we started getting volunteers, and we started organizing, and we developed a board of directors, which we put 12 people on, and we have a board of directors now. And we went on and we started getting volunteers, and we got people to volunteer for a tournament. And then we started saying, well, we needed to be a 501c3, which is a tax-deductible, not-for-profit organization. So we did that, and more people started seeing they could get involved with the organization. So right now we have over 400 members. That we have a website that people can go to, mbara.org, and we have lots of people that volunteer. We've got people that sell ads for our tournament. We got people that sell T-shirts. We got people that come out and do fish fries, and they just do all kind of things for us.
Volunteers in Mexico Beach are very, very important to our special events as well as our fishing tournament and the MBARA. Without the volunteers, we could not have any of these tournaments or events.
I mean, it takes people to go out and sell ads. It takes people to put this brochure together and design T-shirts and sell T-shirts and sell cookbooks and the whole gamut. But it's a lot of work. But we got a lot of volunteers that are really some very good people involved. We don't pay anybody. That's one of the things that's in our charter. Is if you work for this organization, you don't get any money. Some organizations, they pay people that have paid people. We don't do that. This is totally volunteer, 100%.